Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another installment of An Atheist Reads the Bible from Cover to Cover. Where we left off last time was chapter 25 of Genesis, or was it chapter 26? I don't remember, and I don't care. We're starting from chapter 25. Abraham took another wife, whose name was Keturah. She bore, my fault, my bad, I can't read, I'm illiterate. Abraham took another wife, whose name was Keturah. She bore him Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shuach. Jokshan fathered Sheba and Dedan. The sons of Dedan were Ashurim. I don't know what Ashurim means. I assume it's some sort of ethnic race of the Middle East. Letushim and Leumim. Oh, no. Wait, maybe. No, I think those are names. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Epech. Okay, so Epach, Eper, Hanoch, Abida, and Eldah. Abraham gave all he had to Isaac, the son he tried to murder and who he scarred. That's, I guess, the least he could do after putting him through all that. But to the sons of his concubines, Abraham gave gifts, and while he was still living, he sent them away from his son Isaac, eastward to the east country. Eastward to the east country? Really? I'm kidding. These are the days of the years of Abraham's life, 175 years. 175. It is impressive, with modern technology, for someone to live to be 100 years old, and this guy lived almost double that. Supposedly. This book is ridiculous. Abraham breathed his last and died in a good old age. An old man and full of years, and he was gathered to his people. It was more than a good old age. It was fucking astronomical. It was a world record, actually. Isaac and Ishmael, his sons, buried him in the cave of Machpelah in the field of Ekron. The sons of Zohar the Hittite, east of Mamre. The field that Abraham purchased from the Hittites, there Abraham was buried with Sarah, his wife, who was also his sister. After the death of Abraham, God blessed Isaac his son, and Isaac settled at Beer Lahai Roi. These are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian, Sarah's servant, bore to Abraham. The servant that Abraham basically raped and then Sarah beat. Let's not forget the story. Let's remember that because next time someone says that next time someone uses Abraham as a good example of someone who's morally good, or someone says that God is good or whatever, we can remember this story. This lovely story that such a good story, such a morally upheld story. I really hope someone does all of this stuff in the modern day. Because it's such a good, morally good story. I'm sure they'll be showered with praise and not at all go to jail for probably for life for attempted murder, and also get a bunch of jail time for rape, basically. It's rape in as far as your boss saying, hey, come over here or you're fired, is rape, Same sort of fucking thing. So, it's rape. Let's not try to kid ourselves here. This story's fucking disgusting, and I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. This is a disgusting fucking story, and I despise it, and I wish that I didn't have to read it. But, I can't have, Christians going on the internet, oh, you never read the Bible, you just don't get it. No, I'm going to read the Bible. And throughout the entire time, I'm going to be talking about how fucking disgusting it is, because this is a disgusting fucking book. It's appalling. It is an appalling book. Okay? And I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. This shit is fucking gross. These are the names of the sons of Ishmael, named in the order of their birth. Nebaioth, Nebaioth, the firstborn. Well, I guess it'd be T, not Th. Whatever. I don't care. The firstborn of Ishmael. I mean, this is not how people actually pronounce it when they speak English. I'm trying ever so slightly to pronounce it slightly correctly, and nobody else gives a shit. And Kedar, Adbel, and Mibsam. Mishma, Dumach, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Napish, and Kedemach. Another boring fucking list. These are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names by their villages and by their encampments, 12 princes according to their tribes. These are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. That is unbelievable in the most literal sense that I can mean it. He breathed his last and died, just like Abraham. It's really interesting how that works. You breathe your last breath and then you die. I mean, I would think that you would die and then breathe your last breath. It's just a bunch of fucking bloat. I'd remove half this shit, man. It's just dragging the plot along. And was gathered to his people. A completely unnecessary line, really. They settled from Havilah to Shur, which is opposite Egypt in the direction of Assyria. He settled over against all his kinsmen. These are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham fathered Isaac. Great, thanks. I didn't know that. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, the Aramean of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban, the Aramean, to be his wife. And Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord granted the prayer, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. Oh, okay, that's what they mean. The children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it is thus, why is this happening to me?" And the Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples from within you shall be divided. The one shall be stronger than the other, the older shall serve the younger." When her days to give birth were completed, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first came out red, all his body looked like a hairy cloak, so they called him Esau. Afterward, his brother came out with his hand holding Esau's heel, so his name was called Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. 60 years old, man? That's just slipped right past me after the 137 and 175 years old days of death. Wow. When the boys grew up, Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field, while Jacob was a quiet man dwelling in tents. Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his game, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Once when Jacob was cooking stew, Esau came in from the field, and he was exhausted. And Esau said to Jacob, "Let me eat some of the red stew, for I am exhausted." Therefore his name was called Edom. How, why, I don't know. It was probably means something in Hebrew. Probably just means exhausted in Hebrew or something. Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright now." What? Esau said, I am about to die. Of what use is a birthright to me? Swear to me now. So he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew, and he ate and drank and rose and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Okay. Now there was a famine in the land, besides the former famine that was in the days of Abraham, and Isaac went to Gerar. to Abimelech, king of the Philistines. That's Philistines are Palestinians, also Canaanites. Philistine is related to the word Palestinian, but it refers to it's also related to the word Phoenician. It refers to the people of Canaan, basically. A specific group of people, Canaans, but Canaans nonetheless. And the Lord appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Dwell in the land of which I shall tell you." Sojourn in this land. Great example of free will, by the way. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you, and you will be blessed. For to you and to your offspring I will give all these lands, and I will establish the oath that I swore to Abraham your father. I will multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven, and will give to your offspring all these lands. And in your offspring all the nation of the earth shall be blessed. Because Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. So Isaac settled in Gerar, or Gerar, I guess. When the men of the place asked him about his wife, he said, "She is my sister." For he feared to say my wife, thinking lest the men of the place should kill me because of Rebekah, because she was attractive in appearance. When he had been there for a long time, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out of a window and saw Isaac laughing with Rebekah, his wife. So Abimelech called Isaac and said, "Behold, she is your wife. How then could you say she is my sister?" Isaac said to him, "Because I thought lest I die because of her." Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the people might easily have lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us." So Abimelech warned all the people, saying, "Whoever touches the man or his wife shall surely be put to death." And Isaac sowed in the land and reaped in the same year 100-fold. The Lord blessed him. And the man became rich and gained more and more until he became very wealthy. Now the Philistine, he had possessions of flocks and herds and many servants, so that the Philistines envied him. Now the Philistines had stopped and filled the earth and the wells that his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father. It said his father whatever. And Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from us, for you are mightier than we." So Isaac departed from there and encamped in the valley of Gerar and settled there. And Isaac dug again, and the wells of water that had been dug in the days of Abraham his father, which the Philistines had stopped after the death of Abraham. And he gave them the names that his father had given them. But when Isaac's servants dug in the valley and found there a well of spring water, the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, The water is ours." So he called the name of the well Esek, because they contended with him. I don't know what any of these words mean. I don't speak any Hebrew, especially not any ancient Hebrew. Then they dug another well, and they quarreled over that also. So he called its name Sitnach. And he moved from there and dug another well, and they did not quarrel over it. So he called its name Rehoboth, saying, "For now the Lord has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land." From there he went to Beersheba, and the Lord appeared to him the same night and said, "I am the God of Abraham your father. Fear not, for I am with you, and will bless you, and multiply your offspring for my servant Abraham's sake." So he built an altar there, and called upon the name of the Lord, and pitched his tent there, and there Isaac's servants dug a well. When Abimelech went to him from Gerar with Ahuzath, his advisor, and Phicol, the commander of his army, Isaac said to them, "Why have you come to me, saying that you hate me and have sent me away from you?" They said, "We see plainly that the Lord has been with you." So we said, "Let there be a sworn pact between you and us, and let us make a covenant with you." Holy shit. You just said the same thing 3 fucking times. What is with this book? And it says something, and then it says it again, and then it says it again, and then it says it again. Shut up, please. This adds nothing to the plot. This book is bloated with, it doesn't need to be, 1,000 fucking pages? It doesn't need to be that. It really fucking doesn't. Remove half of the book and you get the same exact story in less words. It's frustrating to try to read a book like this. It genuinely is frustrating to try to read a book like this. If God wrote this book, he wrote it fucking shittily. It's a shit book. Really, it's so bad, dude. Oh, man. I shouldn't just insult the book. I'm not feeling this today. And, so I shouldn't just insult the book. I'm not feeling this today. And I have a very sour taste from the incest and the attempted child murder, from the last few chapters. You know, the part where he tries to kill his only son because a voice in his head told him to. That is fucking disgusting. You know, the part where he marries his sister. That is fucking disgusting. You know, no matter how you slice it, that whole part of the book is fucking disgusting. The raping of the servant, followed by the servant being beaten for that is fucked up. And that is morally apprehensible. Okay? If you want to believe in an objective morality, that is objectively immoral, right? I believe in a subjective morality, and I think from my subjective moral position that's fucked up. If you believe in an objective moral position, Abraham is a fucked up person, morally apprehensible. Okay, if you believe in objective morality, there's no way for you to look at Abraham and say, "Oh, Abraham is not morally objectively wrong." All right? If you believe in objective morality, there's no way for you to look at Abraham and not say that he's a bad person. It's disgusting. So I'm insulting the book because it contains a lot of disgusting shit. And if it was just the book on its own, whatever. But it's not just the book on its own. People tell me this is like the book that people get all their morality from, and this is the book that contains all the truth and whatever. This is a morally disgusting fucking book. You know? It's full of morally apprehensible shit. Okay, I do not get my morality from this at all. I don't even get this. This is so antithetical to my morality that the idea that I get my morality from this is not only absurd, it is actually stupid. If this book wasn't so hyped up, I would not be so annoyed with it. But it's so hyped up. It's so, oh, this is where everyone gets their morals from. This is a fucking disgusting book. And if this was just a book on its own, whatever. But this is, for a fact, not where people get their morals from. This is a disgusting fucking book. Stop saying this is where you get your morals from. It is gross. I don't know how you can read this book and not deconvert from Christianity. I genuinely don't. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you can read this book and not deconvert immediately. This is a disgusting fucking book. Okay? Have I made that clear yet? I damn hope I have. Disgusting fucking book. I'm tired of pretending like it's not. I'm tired of trying to be nice about it. This is a disgusting fucking book. And the Lord appeared to him the same night and said, I am the God of Abraham your father. Fear not, for I am with you and will bless you and multiply your offspring for my servant Abraham's sake. So he built an altar there and called upon the name of the Lord and pitched his tent there. And there Isaac's servants dug a well. When Abimelech went to him from Gerar with Ahuzzath, his advisor, and Phicol, the commander of his army, Isaac said to them, Why have you come to me, seeing that you hate me and have sent me away from you? They said, We see plainly that the Lord has been with you. So we said, Let there be a sworn pact between us, that you will do us no harm, just as we have not touched you and have not done blah, blah, blah. You are now the blessed of the Lord. So he made them a feast, and he ate and drank. In the morning they rose early and exchanged oaths. And Isaac sent them on their way, and they departed from him in peace. That same day Isaac's servants came and told him about the well that they had dug, and said to him, We have found water. He said in Shebach, therefore the name of the city is Beersheba to this day. I don't know what the fuck that means. When Esau was 40 years old, he took Judith, the daughter of Beri, the Hittite, to be his wife, and Basemat, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and they made life bitter for Isaac and Rebekah. When Isaac was old and his eyes were dim so that he could not see, he called Esau his older son and said to him, "My son, here I am." Oh, his son answered, "Here I am." He said, "Behold, I am old." Who could have seen that coming? Wow, he's old. He can't see anymore. He's gray. Who could have seen that he's old? That's a real surprise. I do not know the day of my death. Now then, take your weapons, your quiver, and your bow, and get out to the field and hunt game for me. And prepare for me delicious food, such as I love, and bring it to me, so that I may eat, that my soul may bless you before I die. Now Rebekah was listening when Isaac spoke to his son Esau. So when Esau went to the field to hunt game and bring it, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, "I heard your father speak to your brother Esau. Bring me game and prepare for me delicious food, that I may eat it and bless you before the Lord before I die. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice as I command you. Go to the flock and bring me 2 good young goats, so that I may prepare from them delicious food for your father, such as he loves, and you shall bring it to your father to eat, so that he may bless you before he dies." But Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, "Behold, my brother Esau is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. Perhaps my father will feel me, and I shall seem to be mocking him, and bring a curse upon myself, and not a blessing." His mother said to him, "Let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice, and go bring them to me." So when he went and took them and brought them to his mother, and his mother prepared delicious food, such as his father loved. Then Rebekah took the best garments of Esau, her older brother, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. And the skins of the young goats she put on his hands and on the smooth part of his neck. And she put the delicious food and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Jacob. So he went in to his father and said, "My father," he said, "here I am." How many times can you say the same fucking words in a row? Jesus Christ. "Here I am. Who are you, my son?" Jacob said to his father, "I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me." But Isaac said to his son, "How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son? Because the Lord your God granted me success. Please come near, that I may feel you, my son, to know whether you are really my son Esau or not." So Jacob went near to Isaac his father, who felt him and said, "The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau." And he did not recognize him, because his hands were hairy. He said, "Are you really my son Esau?" "I am." "Bring it near to me, that I may eat of my son's game and bless you." So he brought it near to him, and he ate, and he brought him wine, and he drank. "Come near and kiss me, my son." So the smell of my son is as the smell of the field that the Lord had blessed. May God give you the dew of heaven, and of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let peoples serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may your brothers' sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be everyone who blesses you. And soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, when Jacob had scarcely gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, Esau his brother came in from his hunting. He also prepared delicious food and brought it to his father. And he said to his father, "Let my father arise and eat his son's game, that you may bless me." His father Isaac said to him, "Who are you?" "I am your son, your firstborn Esau." Who was it then that hunted game and brought it to me? And I ate it all before you came, and I have blessed him. Yes, and he shall be blessed. Bless me, even me also, O my father. Your brother came in deceitfully, and he has taken away your blessing. Is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has cheated me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. Have you not reserved a blessing for me? Behold, I have made him lord over you and all his brothers. I have given him for servants, and with grain and wine I have sustained him. For what then can I do for you, my son? Have you but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. Behold, away from the fatness of the earth shall your dwelling be, and away from the dew of heaven on high. By your sword you shall live, and you shall serve your brother. But when you grow restless, goddamn, you shall break his yoke from your neck. What does that mean? Now Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing with which his father had blessed him. And Esau said to himself, the days of mourning for my father are approaching, then I will kill my brother Jacob. Damn. But the words of Esau, her older son, were told to Rebekah. Send Jacob, behold, your brother Esau comforts himself about you by planning to kill you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, arise, flee to Laban, my brother in Haran, and stay with him for a while until your brother's fury turns away, until your brother's anger turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send and bring you from there. Why should I be bereft of you both in one day? Then Rebekah said to Isaac, I loathe my life because of the Hittite woman. If Jacob marries one of the Hittite women like these, one of the women of the land, what good will my life be to me? Interesting. Then Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and directed him, you must not take a wife from the Canaanite women. Arise, go to Padan Aram in the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take as your wife from there one of your daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may become a company of peoples. May he give the blessings of Abraham to you and to your offspring with you, that you may take possession of the land of your sojourners that God gave to Abraham. Thus Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Padan Aram to Laban, the son of Bethuel, the Aramean, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob's and Esau's mother. Oh, man. I hate these fucking run-on sentences. This book sucks. I am not feeling it today. Oh, man. Okay. Now Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Padan Aram to take a wife from there, and that as he blessed him, he directed him, you must not take a wife from the Canaanite women. And that Jacob had obeyed his father and his mother and gone to Padan Aram. So when Esau saw that the Canaanite women did not please Isaac his father, Esau went to Ishmael and took as his wife, besides the wives he had, Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebaioth. Jacob left Beersheba and went to Haran. And he came to a certain place and stayed there that night, because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head and lay down in the place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, there was a ladder set up on earth, and the top of it reached the heavens. And behold, the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham your father, and the God of Abraham your father, and the God of Isaac. The land of which you lie I will give to you and to your offspring. Your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south, and in you and your offspring shall all the families of the earth be blessed. You could have took that sentence, and you could have just, you will spread in all directions. Instead, they decided to list all 4 cardinal directions. And not even abroad to the west, east, north, and south. They said abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. This is not good book writing. Nobody wants to read this shit. My voice is getting tired, and I barely 2 pages. Behold, I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. Oh my fucking God. See what I mean? How many times can you say, bring you? Oh, no, keep you. I am with you, keep you, bring you. It's annoying. I don't want to read that many syllables, man. Come on. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Could have just said promised. Then Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. And he was afraid and said, how awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. So early in the morning, Jacob took the stone that he had put under his head and set it up for a pillar and poured oil on top of it. He called the name of that place Bethel, but the name of the city was Luz at the first. The first? Okay, whatever. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, if God will be with me, and I will keep me, and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and clothing to wear, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God. And this stone, which I have set up for a pillar, shall be God's house. And of all that you give me, I will give you a tenth. I will give a full tenth to you. That puny little stone with oil on it is supposed to be God's house. I don't know how he's supposed to live there, but then Jacob, it is. I don't know what it is today. If I'm just not feeling it. Maybe I'm really stressed out. Maybe I'm tired of arguing with people. I've been arguing with people a lot recently. I don't know what it is today. But this seems worse than how it seemed before. And before we were talking about incest and attempted child murder and rape and slavery and, abuse. And I feel worse about this now. Maybe it's just because I'm thinking about that part. It probably is just that I'm not feeling it today. It's hot outside. I don't know. But yeah, this was not a good day to read this book. Where were we? Oh, yep. Then Jacob went on his journey and came to the land of the people of the east. As he looked, he saw a well in the field, and behold, 3 flocks of sheep lying beside it. For out of that well the flocks were watered. Huh? Okay. I guess I don't know what that means. The stone on the well's mouth was large. And when all the flocks were gathered there, the shepherds would roll the stone from the mouth of the well and water the sheep. Oh, so they it's like a spout, I think, where it's like you just kind of let the water flow into the sheep's mouth or something. And put the stone back in its place over the mouth of the well. Jacob said to them, my brothers, where do you come from? They said, we are from Haran. He said to them, do you know Laban, the son of Nahor? They said, we know him. He said to them, it is well with him. Is it well with him? They said, it is well. And see, Rachel the daughter is coming with the sheep. He said, behold, it is still high day. It is not time for the livestock to be gathered together. Water the sheep and go pasture them. But they said, we cannot until all the flocks are gathered together, and the stone is rolled from the mouth of the well. Then we water the sheep. While he was speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, and she was a shepherdess. What are we even talking about anymore? I've completely lost the plot because the plot doesn't seem to care very much about itself. Seems to care more about how glorious God is, I guess. While he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for now she was a shepherdess. Oh, did I already read that part? I think I did. Now as soon as Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, Jacob came near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept aloud. What? And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's kinsman, and that he was Rebekah's son, and she ran and told her father. As soon as Laban heard the news about Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. Jacob told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, surely you are my bone and my flesh, and he stayed with him a month. Then Laban said to Jacob, because you are my kinsman, should you therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me, what shall your wages be? Now Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the older was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah's eyes were weak, but Rachel was beautiful in form and appearance. Jacob loved Rachel, and he said, I will serve you 7 years for your younger daughter, Rachel, who is related to him. Laban said, it is better that I give her to you than that I should give it to you than that I should give her to any other man. Stay with me. So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed to him but a few days because of the love he had for her. Then Jacob said to Laban, give me my wife that I may go into her, for my time is completed. So Laban gathered together all the people of the place and made a feast. But in the evening he took his daughter Leah and brought her to Jacob, and he went into her. Laban gave his female servant Zilpah to his daughter Leah to be her servant. And in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And Jacob said to Laban, what is this that you have done to me? Did I not serve with you for Rachel? Why have you deceived me? It is not so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. Complete the week of this one, and we will give you the other also in return for serving me another 7 years. I'm getting the slight feeling that the women in this book have no amount of agency at all. Interesting. They're just kind of treated like pawns, huh? That sure isn't sexist at all. Laban gave his female servant Bilhah to his daughter Rachel to be her servant. So Jacob went to Rachel also, and he loved Rachel more than Leah, and served Laban for another 7 years. When the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Reuben, or Reuben, I don't know, whatever. Reuben, that's very German. I think it's Reuben or whatever. Reuben. Reuben. I'm just going to say Reuben, because I don't give a shit. For she said, because the Lord has looked upon my affliction, for now my husband will love me. She conceived again and bore a son, and said, because the Lord has heard that I am hated, he has given me this son also. Simeon. Again she conceived and bore a son, and said, this time my husband will be attached to me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore his name was called Levi. And she conceived again and bore a son, and said, this time I will praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah. Then she ceased bearing. To clarify about the women not having any agency thing, I know that earlier his mother basically told him what to do. Great free will shit, whatever. It's always God or someone else telling people what to do. Really good example of God's love for free will. Anyway, I know that she was, being the manipulative mastermind to get her favorite son blessed instead of her least favorite son. In these sorts of dynamics, usually older women do have some amount of, agency. Young men and young women, when you look at both of these, young men have agency very clearly. Jacob is doing a bunch of stuff. Jacob is doing a bunch of stuff of his own accord. Abraham, he wasn't a young man. Isaac, he wasn't a young man either. Is Jacob a young? I don't know. I think Jacob's supposed to be a young man. He's doing, Adam, whatever. But the young women that they're, the young men have the agency. The young women do not have the agency. That I want to clarify because, definitely the mother had agency. And definitely the mother was being an agent in the world. But in these sorts of cultural dynamics, when this sort of cultural dynamic appears in cultures, it's expected that a mother has some amount of agency. In fact, usually she has the second or the most agency in the house. But in this general social sphere, or when talking about young women, you'll notice that they don't have any agency. My point is more, clearly God didn't make men and women equal. According to this book, They're not equals. Is that morally is that what you want to be, your moral outlook? Is that the morals you want to teach kids? That men and women aren't equal, that women have less agency than men until they become mothers, and then they have all the agency? Is that really what you want to teach kids? Or do why don't we teach kids we're all equal under the eyes of the law? We're not all the same, but we have all the same rights and all the same, maybe not abilities, but we have all the same legal abilities. We have all the same social abilities. We're all the same socially, legally. We're different individuals, and sometimes gender plays a role in that. Sometimes race plays a role in that. But on the scale of legalism, on the scale of the law, on the scale of society, we're all equals. That's what we should be teaching kids, not, Jacob did all this stuff, and the women were there to be to be fucked. That great message. Leia was there to be fucked. Good job, guys. That is really a not sexist message at all. Good job. This book is disgusting. Okay, chapter 30. When Rachel saw that she bore Jacob no children, she envied her sister. She said to Jacob, "Give me children, or I shall die." Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel, and he said, Am I in the place of God who has withheld from you the fruit of the womb? Then she said, Here is my servant Bilhah. Go into her so that she may give birth on my behalf, that even I may have children through her. Again, another instance of raping someone's slave. Really a great moral book. This is truly a moral, the top of moral. This is where we get our morality from. Definitely. This is definitely where we get our morality from, because that is, in American society, morally fine. This book is disgusting. Anyway. So she gave him her servant as a wife, conceived and bore Jacob a son. God has judged me and has also heard my voice and given me a son. Therefore, her son's name was Dan. Rachel's servant Bilhah conceived again and bore Jacob a second son. With mighty wrestlings, I have wrestled with my sister and have prevailed. Naphtali. When Leah saw that she had ceased bearing children, and she took her servant Zilpah and gave her to Jacob as a wife. This is disgusting. They're using their servants as a way of waging war with each other to find out who can bear the most amount of children for him. What the fuck? This is weird at the very least. Wow. Then Leah's servant bore Jacob a son. Good fortune has come. Gad. Okay. Second son. Happy am I, for women have called me happy. Asher. In the days of wheat harvest, Reuben went and found mandrakes, I don't know, in the field and brought them to his mother Leah. Please give me some of your son's mandrakes. But she said to her, Is it a small matter that you have taken away my husband? Would you take away my son's mandrakes as well? Then he may lie with you tonight in exchange for your son's mandrakes. What? 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 Okay, okay. When Jacob came from the field in the evening, you must come in to me, for I have hired you with my son's mandrakes. And God listened to Leah, and she conceived and bore Jacob a fifth son. God has given me my wages because I gave my servant to my husband. Issachar. So God is all in on it. God loves when you give your slave to the guy you like for him to have sex with non-consensually. I mean, it doesn't say it's non-consensual, but how could you possibly justify this as being consensual in any way on the part of the slave? Which equally means if it's not consensual on the part of the slave, then it can't be by the definition of consensual, because consensual is a mutual agreement. Consent is a mutual. Well, I guess not necessarily. Okay, anyway, but how could you possibly say that there's consent on the slave side? Disgusting. Disgusting. And Leah conceived again. God has endowed me with a good endowment. Now my husband will honor me because I have borne him 6 sons. Zebulun. Afterward she bore a daughter, Dinah. Listened to her and opened her womb. God has taken away my reproach. Joseph. May the Lord add to me another son. Born Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, send me away that I may go to my own home and country. Give me my wives and my children for whom I have served you, that I may go, for you know the service that I have given you. But Laban said to him, if I have found favor in your sight, I have learned by divination that the Lord has blessed me because of you. Name your wages and I will give it. I suspect the reason that there's so much sex going on in the first part of the book is so that they have a justifiable way of saying how all of the people got here. You know, the 8 billion of them, or well, at the time of this book's writing, millions? Yeah, like hundreds of millions? Not billions at that point, I don't believe. But like hundreds of millions of people, right? How is there that many people? It's a way of justifying that, right? They were just fucking all the time, and so that's how there's this many people now, of course. I mean, how else would there be this many people? Maybe because Adam and Eve never fucking existed. That's how there would be this many people. It's an ad hoc explanation for how there's this many people. It's stupid. It is stupid. When I call something stupid, I want people to understand. When I call something stupid, I'm not saying that I'm not using it in a childish insult kind of way. I am saying that it fits the definition of stupid. I'm using it as it is meant to be used. When I say something is stupid, I am not insulting it. It is an insult, but I am not insulting it. I am observing it and pointing out what it is. And that observation can sometimes be insulting, but that it's an observation. My observation of a lot of the stuff going on in this book is that it is stupid. Another observation I've made is that it's disgusting. Oh man. Jacob said to him, you yourself know how I have served you, and how your livestock has fared with me. Oh man, I'm not feeling it today. For you had little before I came, it had increased abundantly, and the Lord had blessed you wherever I turned. But now, when shall I provide for my own household also? What? Okay, I'm not even going to question the grammar here. I don't care. I don't care anymore. He said, what shall I give you? Jacob said, you shall not give me anything. If you do this for me, I will again pasture your flock and keep it. Let me pass through all of your flock today, removing from it every speckled and spotted sheep and every black lamb, and the spotted and speckled among the goats, and they shall be my wages. So my honesty will answer from me later when you come to look into my wages with you. Everyone that is not speckled and spotted among the goats and among the lambs, and black among the lambs, if found with me, shall be counted stolen. Laban said, good, let it be as you have said. But that day Laban removed the male goats that were striped and spotted, and all the female goats that were speckled and spotted, every one that had white on it, and every lamb that was black, and put them in the charge of his sons. And he set a distance of 3 days' journey between himself and Jacob pastured the rest of Laban's flock. Then Jacob took fresh sticks of poplar and almond and plane trees, and peeled white streaks in them, exposing the white of the sticks. He set the sticks that he had peeled in front of the flocks in the troughs. That is, the watering places, troughs, where the flocks came to drink. And since they bred when they came to drink, the flocks bred in front of the sticks, and to the flocks brought forth striped, speckled, and spotted. Jacob separated the lambs and set the fence of the flocks towards the striped, and all the black of the flock of the Laban. He put his own droves apart and did not put them with Laban's flock. Whenever the stronger of the flock were breeding, Jacob would lay the sticks in the troughs before the eyes of the flock, that they might breed among the sticks. What? But for the feebler of the flock, he would not lay them there, so the feebler would be Laban's and the stronger Jacob's. Thus the man increased greatly and had larger flocks, female servants and male servants, and camels and donkeys. I am done reading for today. Isn't it incredible how throughout this entire book, basically the main plot of it is that everyone that God likes is tricking, conniving, stealing, crude, thieving bastard. It really is interesting. Also, commits incest. All that shit. Yahweh really does like his stealing and his incest and his attempted child murder. This book, man, it wasn't just today, but it was just today that I was so vocal about it. This book genuinely is disgusting. The plot of it, if it were to be real, would be disgusting. Now, as a work of art, fine, whatever. But if you're going to tell me that everything in the book is literally true, first of all, or not necessarily literally true, but all the stories of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob all happened, maybe not as described, but at least happened, and then you're going to tell me that what they did was morally good. No. You're wrong. You're not wrong objectively. I don't believe in objective morality. You're subjectively wrong. But you're subjectively wrong in a way that I think that even you would disagree with if it was just a different holy book. If all of this stuff was described in the Quran instead of the Bible, oh, well, you would look at that and go, this is disgusting. But because it's in the Bible, oh, it's a metaphor. Oh, it's not meant to be taken literally. Oh, it's cultural context. Oh, it's... No. If you think it's morally apprehensible, just say that. It's okay to be, wrong about something. It's okay to change your opinions about something, and it's okay to look at something that you've always thought of as being, the greatest book to ever exist and go, no, you know what? You're right. This book is full of disgusting things. You don't even have to stop believing in the Christian God or stop believing in the book. Just acknowledging there is some abjectly disgusting things in this book. There are some things that are just gross. There are some things that are just disgusting, that cannot be excused. They're just disgusting. That would be an incredible level of honesty. I don't think anyone will ever do that. To be entirely honest, I don't think anyone will ever do that. But it would be an incredible level of honesty. I would love to see that amount of honesty. That there are some things in this book that are disgusting. There are some things that Yahweh does in this book that are disgusting. There are some things that the people that Yahweh blesses does that are disgusting. Or sinful, if you want to use the word. There are things in this book that Yahweh approves of that are bad. And as long as you acknowledge that without, oh, it's cultural context. Oh, you're interpreting it wrong. Oh, it's a metaphor. Oh, it's, blah, 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 blah. All of these excuses. Without those excuses, just going, you're right. This bad thing is bad. That would be great. I would love for just anyone, just any Christian, to just go, yeah, you're right. This thing that you said is bad is bad. When I read the Quran, I suspect it's going to be even worse. Really, I mean, because at least the Bible is going to end with a nice hippie, a nice hippie guy talking about how great everyone is and how God loves everyone and blah blah blah. A nice little hippie dude. The Quran is not going to end like that. I don't know how it's going to end because I haven't read it, obviously. But it's not going to end like that. I know that for a fact. And all of that disgusting stuff is just going to be what the book is. There's not going to be a little treat at the end. You know, a little bit of, oh, you know what? I actually kind of agree with this moral philosophy. You know, this is, you know, this guy's good. You know, this guy, if he were real, which he's not, but if he were real, or he wasn't, wasn't, whatever words you want to use, isn't, wasn't, whatever. This guy, if he was real, was a good dude. That's not going to happen in the Quran. In fact, I highly doubt I'm going to find anyone in the Quran who is even remotely morally good. I don't have anything against Muslims. I do have things against the Islamic faith. I don't have anything against Christians. I do have things against the Christian faith. These religions are, to all I can see, not good religions. Not good religions to have, especially not in this amount of people believing in them, but just period, not good to have. I mean, you know, when you look at Islamic extremists, what do? They fly planes into buildings. They blow up buildings. They blow up people, right? They throw homosexuals off of buildings. Stuff like this. Islamic extremists do terrible, disgusting things. When you look at Christian extremists, what do? They burn down black churches. They burn crosses in front of black homes. This is all KKK stuff. You know, all of this other stuff. There are other Christian extremists who aren't a part of the KKK who do other disgusting stuff. You know, when you look at Jain extremists, what do extremists do who believe in Jainism? What do? They sweep the floor in front of them to not step on any bugs. They don't take any antibacterials because that would kill the bacteria. You know, I mean, right? Like, you look at the extremists of, you know, Islam do disgusting things. Look at the extremists of Christians do disgusting things. Look at the extremists of Buddhists do disgusting, apprehensible things. Look at the extremists of Jains. The extremists of Jains don't do disgusting things. Look at the extremists of Native American religions, right? Do they do disgusting things? I don't think they do. Well, depends on which Native American religion you're talking about. If you're talking about the Aztecs, then yes, they do abhorrent things. But if you're talking about like the Cherokee, do Cherokee extremists do terrible things? I don't think they do. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference between, you know, this religion promotes, you know, all life is good, all life is valuable, killing anything is bad, you know, like Jainism, versus a religion that's just like, yeah, this guy, he was blessed by the Lord. Also, his wife was his sister, and he tried to kill his son. Those are two totally different. Those aren't even in the same category anymore. You know, when I talk about, you know, a religion and a cult are the same thing or whatever, because they are. When I talk about that, right, it's the cult, the religions that are exactly like cults in every single way are religions like Christianity, Islam, certain sects of Buddhism, certain, Hinduism, certain sects of Taoism, stuff like that. When I talk about, when you look at other religions, like the Shinto religion, Jainism, Jainism is genuinely a religion I actually really like. You know, there's a lot of things there that I actually personally agree with, that I came up with on my own before I learned about Jainism, that I looked at Jainism and went, oh yeah, I agree with that. You know, there's stuff about Jainism that I really like. But, you know, you look at these other religions and you go, oh, you know, they're not doing terrible things. They're not doing terrible things. But, you know, you look at all of these, you know, religions like Christianity, Islam, they're doing terrible things because of their religion. And it's because of their religion. You can't even, you know, oh, they'd be doing the terrible thing anyway. No. It's because of their religion. Why is Israel and Palestine still a conflict? Because of religion. A two-state solution would have been easy to implement if the countries were secular at all, if they had any amount of secularism. But no, they are religious states, and that's the reason that there's that conflict still going on. You look at, you know, Al-Qaeda. They were doing it because they're Muslims. Al-Qaeda was doing it because they're Muslims. You look at the KKK. They were doing it because they were racist Christians. Because they were racist and because they were Christians. Right? They weren't doing it because they were racist. That's it. That's all they were doing. They were doing it because they were racist Christians. People in the KKK aren't atheist. There aren't any atheist KKK members. Not fucking one. Okay? At least not before like 2000. No fucking atheist KKK members. Especially when it founded, right? All devout Christians. All probably devout Catholics, I think. No, not Catholics. I think Protestant. Right? Because they don't like the Irish. Or they didn't like the Irish Catholics. I think. Right? Devout Protestants. They're doing what they're doing. They did what they did. They're not really doing it anymore. They did what they did because they were Christians. Al-Qaeda did what they did because they were Muslims. You can't put it in any way to make it, oh, well, it's actually because, no. It's a fact. They were doing it because of their religion. You know? What's the guy's name? He founded Shin Ryukyu, or whatever. The Japanese Buddhist cult. Focusing around the one dude. And that one dude basically said that to help people get into nirvana, you have to kill them so that they can't do any more bad things. They can't accumulate any more karma. You have to end their life so that they stop accumulating karma and so they can enter nirvana. And these people who believed this guy, who said disgusting things, wanted disgusting things to happen, they went on the Tokyo subway system. They gassed the whole thing. They killed and injured 100. I think is it hundreds of people? I think it's hundreds of people. It was the Tokyo subway system. Everyone it was a busy hour. It was a busy day. Everyone was using it. Killed hundreds of people, I think killed and injured hundreds of people. I don't think they killed hundreds of people. I think they killed like 20 people. Anyway, they caused terrible things to happen. It doesn't matter how many people they killed, really. All that matters is if they killed even just one person because of religion. It's fucked up. Okay, and there's no difference between the Shin Ryukyu cult and Al-Qaeda. There's no difference. One of them is because of Allah and one of them is because of Buddha, and that is the only difference. There's no difference. There is no difference. They're both doing morally apprehensible things because of the religion they believe in. That is disgusting. And you can't spin that in any way to make it not disgusting. That is disgusting. If all religions were to stop existing except for one, the one religion I would want to have kept around would be Jainism. Because the Jains have a respect based on, divine whatever, they believe in divine whatever, have a respect for life. A deep respect for life. Extreme Jains will sweep the ground in front of them. They won't drink filtered water? They won't drink unfiltered water, I think. Or is it filtered? I don't remember. They won't drink a specific type of water because of the bacteria in it. They won't take antibiotics. That is the type of religion that I want to be in this world, because it is the type of religion that doesn't lead to misery and violence and sorrow and death and war and terrible, terrible things happening for no good reason. I think all of this is incredibly disgusting, and the rest of this series will probably not be as fun as the first two episodes, because the first two episodes really didn't sink in just how fucking gross it was, just how fucking disgusting this whole thing was. It is disgusting. I do not approve of it. I don't think anyone else should approve of it. It is certainly not the basis of our morals. It is gross.